Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a closer look at Micron Technology, ticker MU. The company recently reported earnings and did share a lot of great insight about the AI market. And obviously, if you are an Nvidia shareholder, there are some great news from Micron. So let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
So just a quick look at Micron's stock price right now. We can see Micron is currently sitting at $118. Year to date, the stock is doing really well, up roughly 44%. But most of those gains are actually coming from the past 5 days after the company reported earnings, where the stock is up over 25%. Now, if we just take a closer look at a top level overview of their earnings, we can see revenue beat expectations dramatically. The company reported 5.8 billion versus 5.3 estimate, and we can see earnings per share were positive when a lot of analysts were expecting this to be on the negative side. So overall, we are kind of seeing this nice uptrend happening here in the memory space, which was really being impacted by a huge kind of over inventory product that we were seeing. So demand was pretty low as supply continued to outpace demand. But things are kind of shifting around thanks to the AI market. Now, if we take a closer look at their overall presentations, there were a lot of great information, and I'm mainly going to be focusing on the AI side of this episode, right? Because I do believe the AI market is where a lot of excitement is coming here for the semiconductor space. So we can see a closer overview that Micron believes that they're going to see an increase in supply as you are seeing strong AI server demand and a healthier demand environment in most end markets and supply reductions across the industry. And that bodes really well, right? Because if you're starting to improve demand and you're starting to decrease supply, it does kind of overall improve the pricing power for Micron, and it obviously helps improve their profitability. So this is one of the big reasons overall Micron investors are pretty excited. They do mention that in the AI side and AI servers, they are seeing demand driven rapid growth in HBM. We see that HBM memory is kind of used in a lot of AI accelerators like Nvidia's AI chips, DDR5, and data center SSDs, which is tightening leading edge supply availability. And we're going to see that this company for certain products are already sold out, which does bode well, in my opinion, for Nvidia in the long term of things. Before we go any further, I just want to say thank you all for the amazing support we are getting in this channel. We're closing into 40,000 subs. That is insane. So if you haven't and you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Finally, if you want to support this channel a little bit more, check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now back to today's episode. They also expect DRAM and NAND pricing levels to increase further throughout the calendar year of 2024 and expect record revenue and much improved profitability now in fiscal year of 2025. So again, if they are seeing kind of an overall increase in pricing, it showcases that demand is increasing and supply is reducing. So overall, the company will have a little bit more pricing power. Now, in forms of end market overview, like I mentioned, data centers are seeing a huge growth in AI servers, but just overall inventories in the data center market have improved significantly, and they continue to expect normalization in the first half of calendar of 2024. We're going to see the PC and smartphone have kind of turned more into a return to unit growth thanks to the AI space. Unfortunately, we are maybe seeing kind of still normal levels in the auto and industrial and other markets. I personally believe Micron might be a little bit too positive in this space right here. We are hearing from a lot of companies that the automobile industry is seeing some form of over inventory correction, and maybe the inventory space here for memory is eventually going to take a closer hit in the auto space for Micron. Now, if we take a closer look at their end markets, they do mention that they do expect growth in industry servers for between mid to high single digits in calendar of 2024, driven by strong growth for AI servers and a return to modest growth for traditional servers. So obviously AI servers growth is great news for GPUs and AI accelerators. They're also seeing a return to modest growth for traditional servers, which bode well for CPU players like Intel and AMD. So this is my favorite thing about Micron, right? It gives us a lot of great insight of the overall market and the semiconductor space. So Micron is really focusing on its HBM3E productions, and they do believe in fiscal quarter two, which is now have begun high volume shipments of this product. This product is part of Nvidia's H200 Tensor Core GPU in general. Now, they do mention they are on track to generate several $100 million of revenue from HBM. There are other players that kind of beat Micron to the HBM market and have a little bit more market share in this space. So Micron is really kind of getting started here, but they expect this to continue to grow throughout the years. They mentioned that their HBM is sold out for calendar 2024, and they have an overwhelmingly majority of their 2025 supply has already been allocated as well. So I think this bodes well for NVIDIA because it continues to showcase that NVIDIA GPUs and AI accelerators are going to continue to be supply constrained, right? If it's not either supply constraint from things like advanced packaging, it's also going to be supply constraint from things like memory. And this is going to allow NVIDIA to continue to have a nice pricing power in this overall space because this memory is not just something NVIDIA uses, right? Almost any type of AI accelerator out there is going to be using HBM3, HBM3E to some extent. So we're gonna continue to see kind of more demand for the AI accelerators, and we continue to see supply chain issues here and there that are going to continue to make this a kind of a very tight market for at least 2024 and even 2025. Now, AI is also something that's helping their other end markets. For those that are not familiar, AI and AI workloads need to have high memory to kind of improve the overall efficiency of that workloads, and they expect that the AI PC wave is going to help drive a nice amount of memory here in the PC market in calendar of 2025. And very similar to the smartphone business. In the smartphone business, you are seeing that AI phones are expected to carry more memory compared to non-AI phones right now. So the AI space is not only driving revenue for semiconductor solutions in the data center space, but we can see being a nice tailwind for the PC and the mobile space in general. One important thing to note is they do mention that HBM3E consumes approximately 3 times the wafer supply as D5 to produce a given number of bits in the same technology node. So this is one of the reasons, right, we probably have kind of some supply chain constraint with HBM3, and maybe the same thing is going to happen when we expect to go into HBM4 later next year. Now, during the earnings call, we do have some things that the CEO mentioned that I believe AI and NVIDIA investors should know. First, they mentioned that AI is still in early phases, right? We're on the race to create AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which will require ever increasing model sizes, which with trillions and trillions of parameters. So on the greatness for Micron, that means more and more memory, either being in forms of DRAM, in forms of memory on AI accelerators. So it does seem like Micron Technology investors are going to continue to benefit from this AI space. You're also seeing kind of AI models being used on the edge on things like PC and smartphones. So right now, AI solutions and AI workloads remain a huge growth driver for Micron Technology. And this is why we're seeing the overall stock price take a nice uptrend. And as more GPUs come out and as GPUs improve overall, we are seeing that your GPUs continue to increase the amount of HBM3 content. For example, the Blackwell GPU that NVIDIA announced provides 33% increase compared to, I believe, its previous generation. So AI accelerators are getting better and they need more memory, which bodes well for Micron Technology. The final thing that they do mention is right their AI solutions for for the edge in forms of mobile and PC. In the mobile space, their DRAM and NAND solutions are being used in Samsung Galaxy S24 for AI market and the Honor Magic 6 Pro. Honestly, I'm not too familiar with the phone industry, so I don't know who Honor Magic 6 Pro is. But Samsung Galaxy S24 is definitely a phone that's really trying to push that AI into local device. Now, before I close out this episode, I just want to share my overall thoughts on valuations. PE ratio forward 1 year, which is the end of next fiscal year, is expected to be 15.7. It's not necessarily that expensive, right? When we take a closer look at Micron, I think here the real question as an investor is, hey, how much more growth do you see in the overall AI space? Are we still in early innings? I personally see that maybe the market has priced in a lot of the growth for Micron Technology, but there can always be even more and more growth. Personally, right now, in forms of Micron Technology and where it's at right now, I think I would personally invest more in a semiconductor ETF opposed to Micron Technology. That's just my overall approach, because if we take a closer look at the past year, Micron usually tends to follow these kind of semiconductor ETFs, but in the past few days after the earnings, the stock is now completely outperforming these two ETFs that it kind of normally tracks. So for me, there is a little bit more risk on the valuation at the moment. So for that reason, if I was ever looking to invest in Micron at these levels, I think I would rather take a closer look at maybe some semiconductor ETFs instead. Let me know, what are your thoughts? At the same time, right, I wouldn't be bearish. This is not me saying to sell Micron. Obviously, no advice here, but it's more just, hey, if I was looking to add new money, would that new money go to Micron or would it go somewhere else? And personally, I would pick somewhere else. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.